In less than 24 hours, we will either have a new mayor in the city of Charleston or be preparing for a runoff. Joining me in the studio is Stavrinakis, someone who wants to lead the city of Charleston. Leon, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you.
I know that your time is short. You probably have a lot of hands to shake and a lot more people to talk to as we are in the final hours. But certainly on the minds of a lot of people in Charleston right now is flooding. What is your idea for relieving flooding in the city of Charleston?
Well, it's very important that we continue to address flooding in Charleston. You know, we're a low-lying coastal city, so we're always going to have some flooding, but we need a mayor who's serious about it. We've got some plans that are underway now and some others that need funding, and it's very important that Charleston have a mayor who has proven relationships with other local governments, with Columbia officials, and with our congressional delegation to go out and secure the really big funding that is needed for these projects. They're very, very expensive projects. We're not going to fund them in a city budget. We need a proven leader, again, with proven relationships that can go out and secure the funding to continue to build solutions in different parts of the city to alleviate flooding.
Talking about building solutions, building infrastructure, what is your plan or what are your ideas for improving Charleston's infrastructure while maintaining the integrity and beauty of the city so that people aren't in long lines in traffic every day?
Yeah, well, you know, this is really personal to me. I've grown up in West Ashley my whole life, and my wife Ann and I live there now. I commute every morning. I take my kids to school, and then I commute into work. So I'm a commuter myself. I sit in this traffic every day, just like most folks. And again, this is something that's going to be expensive. We've got to finish 526. I'm proud to have secured the first $420 million for that project. I've been committed to it for a long period of time, not just since I started running for mayor. I will continue to work and make that a very high priority. We've got to synchronize our traffic lights. There's amazing advanced technology now available out there that we're not utilizing that will synchronize lights on corridors like Savannah Highway, Highway 61, Glenn McConnell, Folly Road, to allow traffic to move much more smoothly and allow people to get to work and back home to their families much quicker. And then we need a comprehensive approach targeting our worst choke points across the region. Again, that screams out for someone who has a proven record of working across party lines with other local leaders and relationships with people in Columbia and in Washington, where we need to, again, secure big funding to meet Charleston's transportation needs.
Leon, too often recently we have seen locally as well as nationally videos of police having challenges with average citizens, very difficult situations. What is your plan for improving relations between cops and the community?
Well, you know, obviously it's very important that we have a safe community, okay? So we all feel that. It doesn't matter where we live. We want safe neighborhoods. We want a safe place to go to work. This is, you know, the very basic of quality of life is safety and a great job. So that respect has to go both ways. Part of it is certainly making sure our officers are the most well-trained police force in the state, and that they understand that these interactions can get uncomfortable, but they have to keep their cool and make sure they treat people with respect. It's also incumbent on us as citizens, you know, to be respectful to officers when called upon. As a leader who's been out there a long time, who's worked hard to make sure that there's social justice, economic justice, educational justice in our community, it's that kind of constant working across racial, ethnic, party lines all the time, bringing people together. Ultimately, a united community, as we've seen this past year, deals with these kinds of problems much better than a divided community, and that's why I've focused so hard on being positive in this campaign and making sure that people know I want to be a positive leader moving our community forward like the leadership we've had for the last 40 years has been.
Speaking of the leadership we've had over the last 40 years, certainly if Mayor Riley had not made the decision to step down at this time, very likely he may have been elected again. So what are your ideas? What's your plan to continue a project that perhaps the mayor has started, or simply to continue his legacy?
Well, it starts with what I just talked about. I mean, the mayor, part of his amazing legacy is always being a positive leader. When we've had tough times, he's always brought us together and been a positive leader. And that's how we've gotten through a lot of the difficult challenges that we've dealt with during his time. And I think that's really important. I think he's proven conclusively that that leadership style works best for our community and any community. And so I've learned that from him and want to do that. I know he's worked really hard on the African American History Museum. I've helped him get funding for that project. We certainly need to complete that. We need to continue to work on our infrastructure challenges. You know, the mayor would be the first to tell you, you don't do anything alone, and the work is never done. And so despite all the great things that he's done, whether it's traffic, our schools, whatever the challenge might be, there's tons of work left, and we need a proven leader to move our city forward, someone who's gotten results for our community like I have, and someone who's always been a person that brings people together like I've always tried to be.
Speaking of someone who is not paying attention to party lines, reaching across party lines in other communities, let's talk about what you think of your fellow candidates. If you were not in the race right now and the 5 remaining candidates were still there, who among those would you select? Who would you vote for to become mayor?
I don't know if I could answer that, you know, to be honest. I have been so focused on my campaign. I will say that I've gotten to know our candidates very well. We've spent a lot of time together, and they've all, you know, been a delight to be around, and most all of them have been very positive, just like we have, and that's been a good thing, I think. Look, I mean, I think they're all great, but I'm in this race obviously because I think I'm the best person to lead Charleston forward. Obviously, if Mayor Riley were running again, I would have probably written him the first check that he got for his reelection campaign. But because I think so well of those folks, doesn't mean that I'm running for any other reason other than I think that our city needs a proven leader, and I think I am that person to move us forward. But I think they're all wonderful and would do a great job.
All right, Leon Stavrinakis, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.